We are going to do a quick tutorial for new mods on how to navigate and use vBulletin to do basic tasks, moderating tasks that you will be doing as a moderator. So let's just jump right into it, and we're going to start off with the quick moderation box. When you are, if you click the forum or the active topics, either or is going to bring up the quick moderation box. And what this is a lot of times this is meant to catch spammers or what have you. They'll post spam and it will go into moderation, or occasionally you're going to get a lot of legit posters that they don't have any posts and they post they want to post hello, I'm here, and I just bought a new car and check it out. Here's the links to my photos, and it will get thrown into the quick moderation. And occasionally just random posts will get thrown into moderation as well. They may just make a simple comment in a thread like looks awesome, and it gets thrown into moderation. So you just kind of want to check this once a day. Just kind of look it over, see if there's anything in there. You'll have threads, posts, visitor messages I've seen go into quick moderation, attachments, and members as well. So if you see that, go ahead and handle that, and I'll show you how you do that. So we have right here, we have a thread that's in moderation that I already had set up. You want to go ahead and click through that, and it's going to bring you up to a screen where you're going to be able to see all the threads that are in moderation. If that's what you clicked, if they were posts, you'd have all your posts that are in moderation. But for this tutorial, we have a thread that is in moderation. It's going to give you the title and author, and listed in there. If you're unsure of if this is spam or not, you do want to make sure that you do click through and look at it at first. You just don't want to come over here, click it, and choose your moderation tools and delete it as spam. Just that you're assuming it is spam or what have you. You don't want to do that. You always want to make sure when you delete things as spam that it is spam, because it will ban them. You'll get that option to permanently ban them or just delete it as spam and leave it as is. But I always like to take a look just to make sure it is what it is. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and we're gonna see serial killer here has just bought a new car. He wants you to check out pics, and he's put a link in there. So obviously this is a good post. You don't want to delete it as spam. You want to approve it. It's a good solid post. So how do you approve it? Come over to your moderated post. You're going to see it's going to be listed as moderated. Go ahead and put a check mark in there. Come on down, hit moderation tools, and you will have a choice to approve this post. If it was spam, you could go ahead and choose delete it as spam, or like I said, you can approve it. So we're going to approve this one and proceed, and that's going to make it go live. So it will be on the forum. The serial killer is going to be able to say, oh, okay, my thread has shown up. A lot of times if it gets stuck in there too long, they'll start posting again, because they think, when I have my posts, they're not taken. So kind of like I said, just navigate there once a day and check it out. So this post is now live on the thread, in the forums now. That's how you do that. Let's say that this post wasn't in moderation and it was reported. Somebody reported it as spam. How would you get rid of that? Very simple. You just click on the username and you one touch ban and clean them. Now be careful when you use this, because that's going to delete everything. It's gonna ban them from the forum. It's gonna delete all their posts. So if this person is a spammer and they posted 5, 6, or 10 posts that were all spam, it's going to get rid of them all. You don't have to go in and delete all their posts. This will take care of it. So if it's a good member and you hit this, it's going to wipe out everything. It's not going to be good. So always be careful when using the one-touch ban and clean. You know, a lot of people like to use this. Anyway, that's how you would do it. Let's say this post was reported as somebody reported it and said that, this guy's cursing over here, or I'm not so sure what if this is legitimate or not. You see it in the reported post, you come upon this, and you see this post, and it doesn't need to be there. There is cursing in there. It's the content doesn't add to the conversation. Whatever the reason is, you want to delete it. What you do is you come over to Edit Post, hit Delete, and you're going to have a choice to physically remove the message or delete messages, or delete the message. What you don't ever want to do is do not ever physically remove messages. We always want to do what's called a soft delete. When you soft delete, it's called delete message. It's always going to remain. It will take it off the forums, but you'll always be able to view and manage that post. Okay, so you just kind of want to leave a record of it. Don't physically remove stuff. All right, so this post doesn't need to be on the forums. We're going to delete it. Hit delete, and while you're deleting it, this is not needed. This post is not needed. So just put a little message in there. Not needed. Not needed. And you'll be good to go. And then come down here, hit delete post. All right. So that's going to delete that post off the forums. Now, you're going to still be able to see it in the if you're on the site, you're going to still be able to see it as a moderator. It's still viewable. Okay, so let's say you delete this message, you were unsure. The URL that the person posted was, you weren't too sure of it, so you deleted it just to be safe. You wanted to get other opinions. Other moderators can come by and they can view that. Right here, you see view. Hit view, and that's going to bring you up to that post again. So as they view this, it's happening. It's coming. There it is. As they view this, they say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, it was a good call. It doesn't need to be it. It doesn't need to be on the forums. You just kind of leave it as is." But let's say the moderator comes and says, "You know what? Yeah, it's okay. It's a legitimate site that he's linking to. It's not in violation of the policies. You're good to go." So what you want to do is you're going to come to manage. You're going to manage that post. And there you go. So remember, do not physically remove it. If or you could leave it deleted. Let's say no, we're saying that it is a good post. So you want to undelete it. I'm not going to do it actually, but just put undelete it and then save the changes. All right. But for this tutorial, we're going to leave it deleted because I want to keep the clutter off the forums. Right. All right. So that's how you do that. Remember, do not hard delete. Do not physically remove any messages. Always just soft delete them or just delete message. So we always have a track record of stuff. We went over the one-touch ban and clean. Just make sure you're doing it on legitimate spammers or people that legitimate spammers. So merging threads. That's another thing that you're going to be doing a lot of. You're going to have a couple of topics that are essentially the same thing, and they're both going pretty strong, and you want to just merge those two threads together. How do you do that? All right. First off, you're going to see we have, for this tutorial, we have a merge thread 1 and a merge thread 2. We're just going to assume for this tutorial these are basically the same topics. How do you do that? What you want to do is you want to click on the thread that you want, that the original thread. This is where the destination will be. This is where the other thread, you're merging the same thread into this one. So what you're going to need is you're going to need the URL of this thread, of the original thread. So go ahead and copy that, okay? Copy that URL address. And then what you have to do is you have to navigate and find the duplicate post, all right? So in this tutorial, I already have it pulled up, but so find it, click on it, and open it. Now that you're on, we are merging this thread, this duplicate thread, we're going to merge it onto the other one, to thread number 1, right? So you want to come down to the admin, drop down, and choose Merge Threads. Right? Proceed. It's going to ask you, when you do that, it's going to ask you the URL of the destination thread. And that was the original one that we were just at. We're merging it onto here. So if you forgot to do that, just find it again, copy it, and then paste it right into there. Okay? Merge threads. All right. So if thread number 2 was in off topic and you were merging it into the destination form, which is your thread number 1, it's just kind of telling you that you're merging into thread number 1, which is in the automotive form, which is kind of a safety precaution, so you know that this is where you're merging it to and the thread, right? And it's going to also leave, you want to leave a thread redirect. Just leave it as yes, leave a permanent redirect. This is kind of pretty good. It's standard operating procedure. Just leave it in there. It's not going to hurt anything. And yeah, so everything checks out. Go ahead, merge threads. So there they are. Thread number 1 and thread number 2 are now merged. So moving threads, you're going to also have to move threads. Now this thread, I'm just going to leave it on this same thread, but let's say, you know, this thread is in the automotive form, and we want to move it to an off-topic, a different area of the off-topic. So what you do is you come over, once again, get familiar with this little admin drop down here. You want to choose Move Thread. Choose that, proceed. It's going to ask you where you want to move it. So you're moving, we're going to move this merge thread number 1 to gaming forums. That's where it belongs. Now actually, let's just move it to let's move it to gaming forum. Okay, choose gaming forum. Same thing, leave a permanent redirect, move the thread. That's how you do it. So now you can see up here, it's now has been moved to the gaming forum. All right. That's pretty much it. We covered quick moderation. Check that quick moderation. One touch ban and clean. Just be careful on that. You know, make sure you're one touch banning and cleaning legitimate spammers. Remember, no hard deleting. Always soft delete stuff. The merging of the threads. Kind of get familiar with that. You're gonna be having to do that probably a lot. And yeah, that is about it. I think we covered everything.